Even though Africa contributes only about 4% of the global carbon emissions, the continent is not insulated from the impact of the climate crisis and may suffer the worst form of devastation from the climate challenge. We are currently producing a staggering 20% more emissions than the environment can safely absorb. It was for this reason that at the Paris Climate Conference in 2015, most countries in the world agreed to keep the global average temperature below 2 degrees Celsius and achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050.
There are 600 million Africans without access to electricity, and Nigeria is the largest, has the highest rates of this unelectrified population across Africa. Nigeria is also the largest potential market for mini-grids, and so mini-grids are a key solution in electrifying at least 30% of the unelectrified population. So Nigeria has the potential, but it is being hampered by a range of constraints, including financial and policy constraints at the moment.
Nigeria currently accounts for the fourth largest emissions in Africa after South Africa, Egypt, and Algeria. Nigeria's carbon emissions come from electricity generation, mining, oil exploration played out in gas flaring, manufacturing, transport, and marginally from household. At the center of every realistic transformation is the effective deployment of renewable energy sources. In Lagos, Nigeria, moves are being made to switch to electric commercial buses in a bid to cut down on fossil fuels.
Electric cars require very little maintenance, and for people who are thinking electricity is not available, you can solve that problem by providing solar powered packs where the cars will be charged properly. You could also use IPPs to charge it, but this is really a perfect thing. It also helps drastically by reducing the amount of environmental pollutions that we have from ICE cars.
Seeking a remedy to the steady injury on the climate may demand a sincere appraisal of the sources of the threat and responsibilities assigned in direct proportion with damages caused. To address the challenge, Nigeria must immediately commit to urgent climate action that is backed by resolute ideas, political will, and citizen effort. There is also a need to invest in effective public transport system to reduce the number of cars on the road and, by implication, the number of emissions. Climate action has become a global emergency, and Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind.
I believe that with political will, Nigeria can meet those goals. And like we said earlier on, DESERA, which is decentralization, storage, efficiencies, recycling, repurposing, and artificial intelligence, is a solid concept for us to reach our goals when it comes to transition and renewable energy.
Nigeria must immediately work to harness, optimize, and integrate its renewable energy potential, as the abundance of hydro, sun, and wind provides incredible opportunities for energy transition and to meet its net zero targets.